The streets are buzzing, timelines are exploding, and hip-hop fans everywhere are asking the same question. What really went down in the shocking Mo3 murder case? Just when you thought the story couldn't get any darker, explosive new details have emerged that are sending shockwaves through the rap community. Sources claim the FBI has finally uncovered the alleged murder weapon in the Mo3 case, a discovery that could change everything. But that's not all. Insider leaks suggest Yella Beezy's money transfers to none other than Rainwater, the so-called getaway driver, have surfaced online, sparking rumors, accusations, and outright panic in certain circles. Fans are shocked. Social media is in meltdown. The family is left divided. Emotions are running high, and the streets are filled with whispered speculation about betrayal, hidden alliances, and dangerous secrets that might never see the light of day. Everyone wants answers, and everyone has a theory. Who's lying? Who's covering up? And who could possibly come out on top as this twisted saga unfolds? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will make your jaw drop, challenge everything you thought you knew, and leave you questioning the real story behind Mo3's murder. The city was buzzing like a hive about to explode. Every hip-hop timeline was on fire, and the streets whispered rumors that sounded too wild to be true. But insiders insisted this was no ordinary gossip. This was a storm that could rewrite everything fans thought they knew about the Mo3 murder. Eyewitnesses, unnamed sources, and social media sleuths had all been connecting dots, but no one expected the bombshell that dropped late last night. The FBI had reportedly uncovered the alleged murder weapon. And if that wasn't enough to make the industry sweat, Yella Beezy's money transfers to Rainwater, the man believed to have driven the getaway car, had somehow leaked online. Fans were in disbelief. Could this really be happening? The timing was too perfect, almost cinematic, and the reactions across the community were electric. Hip-hop forums were exploding with screenshots, speculations, and conspiracy theories. Some fans were calling it the smoking gun moment that could finally answer all lingering questions about the case. Others were terrified of what might happen next, whether legal action, retaliation, or even more shocking revelations could follow. The streets were tense, with every car, corner, and club seemingly buzzing with whispers of the next big twist. Sources close to the scene told us that the FBI's discovery wasn't just about a weapon. It was about a story of betrayal, money, and hidden alliances that ran deeper than anyone had imagined. According to these insiders, investigators were able to trace the weapon to a chain of events that pointed directly to Rainwater. The details, though still unverified, suggest he wasn't just a hired driver. Some reports claim he had been manipulating the situation behind the scenes, moving money, and even coordinating with other unnamed figures to cover tracks. Meanwhile, Yella Beezy's name could not be avoided. Screenshots of alleged bank transfers to Rainwater circulated rapidly on Twitter, Instagram, and private forums. Each image seemed to confirm the worst fears of fans. Money had moved in a way that suggested direct involvement, or at least knowledge, of the Mo3 murder plan. Reactions were immediate. Fans flooded comment sections with disbelief, shouting accusations, and questioning Beezy's motives. Why would he send money if he wasn't involved? One fan asked, while another speculated, this changes everything. Mo3's crew has to respond. But the story wasn't just about money or weapons. It was about emotion, vengeance, and the human side of tragedy. Sources close to Mo3's family told us the emotional fallout was intense. The family was left divided, with certain members pushing for justice, while others urged caution, fearing that any public reaction could endanger them further. One unnamed family member reportedly said, "We don't know who to trust anymore. Every day, new information comes out, and it feels like we're fighting battles on all sides." The emotional toll was evident. Fans watching from afar could only imagine the heartbreak and the tension building behind closed doors. Social media, as always, became the battlefield where theories collided. Some argued that Yella Beezy was being set up, a pawn in a larger scheme orchestrated by unknown players. Others didn't hesitate to condemn him, claiming that the money transfers were the clearest evidence yet of his complicity. One viral post showed a supposed exchange between Beezy and an anonymous source, hinting at coordination and planning. Whether authentic or doctored, the post went viral, further fueling speculation and outrage. Meanwhile, Rainwater's alleged involvement became the focal point of heated debates online.
Who is he really?
Was he a low-level participant in a larger conspiracy, or was he the mastermind operating from the shadows? Some insiders suggested Rainwater had been using his connections to manipulate others in Mo3's circle, creating confusion and mistrust that would eventually benefit him. Fans were torn. Everyone had an opinion, and every opinion felt like it could be the missing piece of the puzzle. Amid all this chaos, a confidential source close to the FBI claimed investigators were in panic mode, carefully tracing every lead while trying to prevent further leaks. According to this source, the discovery of the murder weapon was only the beginning. Forensic analysis, digital traces, and financial records were all being scrutinized, and the deeper they dug, the more shocking the connections became. One law enforcement insider reportedly said, "This isn't just a case of a street-level shooting. There are layers of coordination, money, and betrayal that could rock the industry if everything comes out." As the story unfolded, the drama wasn't limited to crime and law enforcement. Friends and collaborators of both Mo3 and Yella Beezy found themselves caught in the crossfire. Private messages leaked, alliances shifted, and long-standing friendships were reportedly strained to the breaking point. One source revealed a heated argument that took place over FaceTime between Beezy and a close associate, where accusations flew and tempers flared. "You think this is easy for me?" Beezy reportedly yelled. "I've been set up from the start." The source claimed the tension was palpable, with the argument ending abruptly when the call was disconnected. Meanwhile, fan reactions were reaching a fever pitch. Live streams, YouTube comments, and TikTok videos were all flooded with hot takes, theories, and emotional pleas for answers. Some fans expressed anger, demanding justice for Mo3, while others tried to remain rational, warning against jumping to conclusions before the FBI released official statements. But in a world dominated by rumors, leaks, and sensationalized reporting, reason was often drowned out by drama. Sources inside Mo3's circle also suggested that more money transfers might be exposed in the coming days. These alleged transactions could involve other key figures, potentially implicating additional players in the tragic events. "This is just the tip of the iceberg," one insider claimed. "Once all the financial trails are revealed, people are going to be shocked by who's involved." The mere suggestion of more leaks was enough to set social media ablaze. Hashtags calling for transparency, justice, and accountability began trending almost instantly. The family's response added another layer of tension. One close relative reportedly told friends that the discovery of the murder weapon felt like a cruel twist of fate. Emotions ran high at private gatherings, with family members arguing over whether to go public, how to handle media attention, and how to protect themselves from potential threats. The sense of division was palpable. Even those who wanted to honor Mo3's legacy were forced to navigate a minefield of betrayal, public scrutiny, and fear. As night fell, rumors continued to spread. Social media users claimed sightings of Rainwater in various locations, speculating about secret meetings and clandestine moves. Anonymous tips suggested that more explosive evidence could surface at any moment, and fans braced themselves for the next shockwave. The tension between real-life events and online speculation blurred lines, creating a sense of unease that spread through the hip-hop community like wildfire. One of the most dramatic moments reportedly took place at a private studio session, where close associates of Mo3 allegedly confronted Yella Beezy. Voices were raised, accusations were thrown, and one insider even claimed a physical altercation nearly erupted. People were screaming at him, demanding answers, the source said. It got so heated that security had to step in before things escalated. This scene, though not publicly documented, fueled further speculation online, leaving fans to imagine the intense emotions that were boiling behind closed doors. The city remained on edge. Media outlets scrambled to confirm leaks, social media buzzed with unverified screenshots, and the FBI reportedly continued its investigation under tight secrecy. Every new rumor, every alleged screenshot, and every insider tip added to a narrative that was as complex as it was shocking. Fans, journalists, and insiders alike were left wondering, who could possibly emerge unscathed from this tangled web of murder, money, and betrayal? Even within Mo3's own circle, tensions were escalating. Friends who once worked closely with him reportedly began questioning each other's loyalty. "You can't trust anyone right now," one associate allegedly said. "Everyone is worried about themselves, and nobody knows who's really behind all of this." This growing paranoia added fuel to an already combustible situation, creating a backdrop of uncertainty and fear that seemed impossible to navigate. The first waves of speculation had barely settled when whispers of more financial trails began circulating. Could other artists, influencers, or even executives be implicated? The leaked money transfers had already sparked outrage, and the possibility of additional transactions coming to light only intensified the drama. Fans were left on edge, refreshing feeds, messaging friends, and debating endlessly about what could happen next. The city, the community, and the culture itself seemed to be holding its breath, waiting for the next explosive revelation to hit. As dawn broke, one thing became clear: this was far from over. The combination of FBI discoveries, leaked financial information, and emotional fallout created a perfect storm of intrigue, tension, and spectacle. The Mo3 murder saga had evolved into a story of betrayal, hidden agendas, and high-stakes drama that no one could ignore. Fans were glued to screens, analysts were furiously piecing together timelines, and the streets themselves were humming with the weight of unspoken truths. And somewhere, behind the chaos, Rainwater and Yella Beezy were reportedly watching, calculating, and preparing their next moves. Every leaked screenshot, every rumor, and every public reaction was another move on a board whose rules nobody fully understood. As insiders and fans alike waited for the next revelation, the city seemed to pulse with anticipation, holding its collective breath for the next bombshell that would shake the hip-hop world to its core. The tension that had been simmering overnight showed no signs of slowing down. By mid-morning, the streets were alive with speculation, and social media was reaching a fever pitch. Fans couldn't stop talking about the FBI's discovery of the murder weapon and the leaked money transfers between Yella Beezy and Rainwater. Screenshots of alleged transactions were being reposted, shared, and debated as if they were gospel, and the sheer intensity of the situation was starting to feel almost surreal. Rumors of additional evidence being uncovered only added fuel to the fire. Within Mo3's circle, the atmosphere was electric and chaotic. Close friends reportedly gathered in private studios and homes, trying to piece together what had happened. Voices were loud, tempers were fraying, and some even questioned each other's loyalty. One associate was quoted in an anonymous message, "I can't believe this is real. It feels like the people we trusted the most were plotting behind our backs." Accusations flew like daggers. Every glance, every text message, every missed call was dissected for hidden meanings as paranoia gripped those closest to the tragedy. Yella Beezy, according to insiders, was feeling the pressure like never before. He reportedly spent hours on his phone, pacing between rooms, speaking to a mix of lawyers, managers, and close allies. "I didn't do it," he allegedly shouted during a heated private conversation, his voice tinged with frustration and fear. "I've been set up, and they want me to take the fall for something I didn't touch." Yet, even as he protested, the leaked screenshots of his alleged money transfers were circulating widely, making it hard for anyone to separate fact from fiction. Rainwater, the man at the center of the leaks, reportedly remained quiet publicly but was allegedly moving behind the scenes. According to sources, he had been in contact with several unnamed figures, coordinating responses and attempting to manage the fallout. Some insiders suggested that Rainwater had carefully planned these moves for weeks, anticipating how the public, the FBI, and Mo3's circle might react. Whether this was clever strategy or cold manipulation remained unclear, but it was clear that he had positioned himself as a central figure in the unfolding drama. Meanwhile, fans and media outlets were dissecting every piece of the puzzle. Analysts combed through social media posts, financial records, and insider statements, trying to construct a timeline that made sense. One theory gaining traction online suggested that the transfers from Beezy were linked to an attempt to secure loyalty, or silence, from Rainwater, creating a complex web of motives, influence, and power plays. Others argued that the leaks were deliberate, a calculated move to shift attention away from someone even more central to the murder plot. Every theory sparked heated debates, further fueling the frenzy. Inside Mo3's family, the emotional stakes were mounting. Relatives reportedly held a private meeting to discuss the potential impact of the FBI's discoveries. Emotions ran high, with some members demanding immediate public statements and others advocating for caution. One family member allegedly said, "We can't let this get out of control. We need to be smart about every move we make." The tension was tangible. The tragedy had already shaken them to the core, and now the alleged involvement of familiar faces in leaked financial transactions threatened to widen the rift within the family. Conversations between artists and collaborators also added another layer of drama. At one private studio session, an argument reportedly erupted over what had been shared online. Voices were raised, doors were slammed, and accusations flew across the room. One participant was quoted saying, "You don't understand what this means. People's lives are at stake, and you're acting like it's just another story." Others were pleading for calm, warning that the situation could escalate further if tempers weren't controlled. According to insiders, the tension was so high that security had to be called to prevent things from spiraling out of control. Social media, as always, became a courtroom of public opinion. Fans dissected every screenshot, every alleged text, and every subtle hint dropped by insiders. One viral TikTok video showed an alleged private conversation between Beezy and Rainwater, with captions suggesting coordination and planning. Whether authentic or manipulated, the clip went viral, sparking endless debates and conspiracy theories. Fans were divided. Some defended Beezy, claiming he was being framed, while others accused him of complicity, convinced that the leaked transactions were proof enough. The alleged involvement of money in the case opened up an entirely new dimension of intrigue. Financial experts and investigative journalists online speculated about the nature of the transfers, questioning whether they were routine payments, hush money, or evidence of a deeper conspiracy. Screenshots allegedly showing repeated transfers added urgency to the story, with some sources claiming that the amounts and timing suggested forethought and planning. The mere possibility that more transactions could emerge sent fans scrambling to social media, looking for clues and debating every potential scenario. Amid all this chaos, the FBI reportedly intensified its investigation. Sources suggest that the agency was combing through bank records, phone data, and surveillance footage, piecing together a narrative that could withstand scrutiny in court. Insiders claimed investigators were particularly focused on the network of individuals surrounding Mo3, Beezy, and Rainwater, seeking connections that might explain the sequence of events leading up to the murder. The pressure on everyone involved was immense, and the atmosphere was described as electric and tense, as every leak or rumor threatened to complicate the investigation. Reports also emerged of private confrontations that were escalating behind the scenes. According to insiders, Beezy confronted a close associate over the leaked transactions, demanding explanations and assurances. "You need to tell me what's real and what's fake," Beezy reportedly yelled, his frustration palpable. The associate allegedly responded defensively, insisting they had nothing to do with the leaks and warning Beezy to stay calm. Witnesses said the tension in the room was so thick that it felt like a powder keg ready to explode. Meanwhile, Rainwater allegedly made a series of strategic moves to protect himself and control the narrative. Sources suggest he reached out to several intermediaries, negotiating and maneuvering behind the scenes. Whether these efforts were to cover his tracks, influence public perception, or negotiate with investigators remained unclear. The uncertainty surrounding his actions only added to the drama, as fans speculated endlessly about his true role in the events leading up to Mo3's murder. The public reaction continued to escalate. Live streams, YouTube comment sections, and fan forums were flooded with heated debates, emotional appeals, and wild speculation. One viral thread questioned whether other artists or associates could be implicated, while another suggested that the leaked transfers were just the beginning of a larger financial web. Fans dissected every post, screenshot, and rumor, trying to predict what might come next and who could be involved. The frenzy reached a point where even casual followers of the case found it impossible to escape the chaos. Back in Mo3's circle, trust was at an all-time low. Sources revealed that longtime collaborators were scrutinizing each other's every move, questioning motives, and reevaluating alliances. Some reportedly began distancing themselves from Beezy, while others leaned in, hoping to offer support or gather information. The uncertainty created an environment where every interaction was loaded with suspicion, and every decision carried potential consequences. Financial speculation fueled further conflict. Experts online debated the implications of the leaked transfers, weighing whether they indicated a pattern of payment, an attempt to bribe or influence, or evidence of a larger criminal scheme. Screenshots and alleged bank statements circulated rapidly, each one prompting intense debate. This isn't just about one transfer, one analyst claimed on Twitter. The timing and amounts suggest planning, strategy, and possibly a network of hidden connections. Fans were captivated, dissecting every detail as though their understanding of the events depended on it. As the day wore on, the intensity of the drama only increased. Private meetings, public statements, and online speculation converged to create a chaotic, high-stakes environment. Friends, associates, and fans were all caught in a whirlwind of suspicion, fear, and anticipation. Each new leak, every insider tip, and all rumors of further financial transactions seemed to ratchet up the tension, leaving everyone wondering what the next revelation would bring. Even the media landscape reflected the chaos. Outlets specializing in entertainment, hip-hop news, and crime reporting scrambled to confirm every detail, often publishing unverified reports that further stoked the fire. Headlines ranged from cautionary to sensational, fueling the drama and creating a sense of urgency that kept fans glued to screens. Every update, whether verified or speculative, added to the feeling that the situation was spiraling into unprecedented territory. By evening, it became clear that the Mo3 murder saga had evolved into something much larger than anyone had anticipated. What began as a tragic loss had transformed into a high-stakes story of betrayal, money, and manipulation, with FBI involvement and leaked transactions adding layers of complexity and suspense. Fans, family members, associates, and insiders were all left grappling with new revelations, each more shocking than the last, as the search for truth continued amidst a whirlwind of speculation and fear. As night fell, insiders claimed that the city itself seemed to hold its breath. Rumors of additional evidence, secret meetings, and undisclosed financial trails created an environment where everyone was on edge. Fans speculated endlessly about who could be next, what might be revealed, and whether justice, or revenge, would ever be served. The Mo3 murder case had become a storm that no one could ignore, with every twist, every leak, and every confrontation pushing the drama to new heights. And somewhere in the midst of it all, Yella Beezy and Rainwater reportedly prepared their next moves. Every leaked screenshot, every rumor, every public reaction was another piece on a chessboard nobody fully understood, and the anticipation of the next bombshell kept everyone watching, analyzing, and guessing. The city, the community, and the culture itself were caught in a moment of suspense that seemed to stretch endlessly, leaving fans glued to the unfolding drama, desperate for answers, and bracing for the next shock. The next morning, the city was still reeling from the overnight storm of rumors and leaks. The FBI's alleged discovery of the murder weapon and the leaked money transfers from Yella Beezy to Rainwater had shaken the hip-hop community to its core. Social media timelines were flooded with speculation, conspiracy theories, and unverified screenshots, while fans debated endlessly about who was truly involved. Every post seemed to ignite more chaos, with emotional reactions pouring in from every corner of the community. Sources claimed that tensions within Mo3's inner circle were reaching a breaking point. Close associates reportedly gathered in private to discuss the growing crisis, with voices raised and tempers fraying. One unnamed friend allegedly shouted, "We've been set up from the start. Can't you see what's happening?" Another interjected, pleading for calm. "We need to be smart. Every move we make is being watched, and if we act rashly, it could ruin everything." The room, insiders said, was filled with a palpable sense of fear and frustration, a pressure cooker ready to blow. Meanwhile, Yella Beezy's legal team was reportedly scrambling to assess the situation. Sources suggest they were reviewing bank statements, communications, and digital evidence in an attempt to construct a defense and mitigate public backlash. Beezy himself was allegedly furious, pacing the office and demanding answers from his closest confidants. "They're trying to make me the scapegoat," he reportedly exclaimed. "I didn't do this, and I'm not going down for something I didn't touch." The pressure, insiders said, was almost unbearable, with the combination of leaked transactions, public scrutiny, and the FBI investigation weighing heavily on him. Rainwater, on the other hand, was reportedly taking a more calculated approach. According to insiders, he had been quietly meeting with various associates, coordinating his next moves, and attempting to control the narrative before more leaks could surface. Some sources suggested he had contingency plans in place, anticipating potential accusations and strategizing how to maintain leverage over key players. Whether this was shrewd planning or manipulation remained unclear, but it was evident that Rainwater understood the stakes and was preparing accordingly. Back in Mo3's family, emotions continued to run high. The discovery of the alleged murder weapon had reignited old wounds, while the leaked money transfers fueled suspicion and mistrust. One family member reportedly confided to a friend, "I don't know who to believe anymore. Every day brings a new revelation, and it feels like we're being dragged through a storm with no end in sight." Arguments over how to respond to the leaks and whether to go public reportedly escalated behind closed doors. Some urged transparency, while others feared that any public statement could expose them to retaliation or further scrutiny. The drama spilled into private interactions as well. Sources claimed that Yella Beezy confronted several associates in heated discussions about the leaked transfers. Voices were raised, tempers flared, and some confrontations reportedly ended with doors slammed and relationships strained. "You need to tell me what's real and what's fake," Beezy allegedly demanded during one exchange. The atmosphere was described as tense and volatile, with even longtime friends beginning to question loyalties and motives. Social media became a battleground for theories, accusations, and emotional reactions. One viral video showed an alleged conversation between Beezy and Rainwater, fueling speculation about coordination and planning. Whether authentic or fabricated, the clip spread like wildfire, dividing fans and prompting heated debate. Some defended Beezy, claiming he had been set up, while others argued that the leaked money transfers were enough proof of his involvement. Every new post or screenshot seemed to escalate the tension, creating a cycle of rumor and speculation that felt impossible to escape. Financial details added a further layer of intrigue. Experts online debated the implications of the leaked transfers, questioning whether they indicated routine payments, attempts at silence, or evidence of a broader scheme. Screenshots circulated showing repeated transfers, with amounts and timing sparking theories of calculated planning. One online commentator suggested, "These transfers don't look random. They show forethought, strategy, and possibly the involvement of others we haven't identified yet." Fans devoured every detail, analyzing screenshots and social media posts for clues, desperate to understand the full story. Inside Mo3's circle, trust was at an all-time low. Sources revealed that former allies were scrutinizing each other's actions, questioning motives, and reevaluating loyalties. Some reportedly began distancing themselves from Beezy, while others leaned in to offer support or gather information. The constant uncertainty created a tense environment, where even small decisions carried significant consequences. According to insiders, relationships that had been strong for years were now under threat, fractured by suspicion and fear. The FBI's investigation reportedly added to the intensity. Sources suggest agents were meticulously tracing financial records, phone communications, and surveillance footage, seeking connections that could clarify the chain of events. One law enforcement insider allegedly said, "This isn't just about a street-level incident. There's a network of people, money, and coordination behind this. If it all comes out, it could have massive implications for the industry." The weight of potential revelations loomed over every interaction, amplifying tension and paranoia among those involved. Private confrontations escalated further. According to insiders, Beezy confronted a close associate over the leaked money transfers, demanding clarity and reassurance. "You need to tell me the truth," he allegedly shouted. The associate reportedly responded defensively, insisting they had no involvement with the leaks and warning Beezy to remain calm. Witnesses said the intensity of the confrontation was such that security was called to prevent further escalation. These behind-the-scenes dramas, while not public, fueled further speculation among fans and insiders alike. Rumors of additional evidence and potential financial links continued to circulate. Sources suggested that more transfers, messages, or connections could be exposed in the coming days, further complicating the situation. Fans speculated about who else might be involved, analyzing leaked screenshots, social media posts, and insider tips for patterns or clues. The anticipation of further revelations kept everyone on edge, with each new rumor intensifying the sense of urgency and danger surrounding the case. In the midst of this chaos, private discussions reportedly focused on strategy and survival. Allies and associates debated whether to go public, what to say, and how to protect themselves from potential legal or social fallout. "Every move we make is being watched," one insider allegedly said. "If we misstep, it could ruin us. We have to be careful." The sense of urgency and fear was palpable as everyone involved tried to navigate a rapidly shifting landscape filled with rumors, leaks, and high-stakes decisions. Social media drama continued to dominate the conversation. Fans debated endlessly about the implications of the alleged transfers, the discovery of the murder weapon, and the roles of Beezy and Rainwater. One viral thread speculated that other associates or artists might be implicated. The speculation kept the online community engaged, with fans dissecting every post, screenshot, and rumor to piece together their own versions of the story. Even media outlets were struggling to keep up with the pace of developments. Headlines ranged from cautious reporting to sensationalized speculation, each adding to the tension and drama. Analysts, bloggers, and influencers dissected every detail, offering theories and predictions that further fueled the frenzy. The combination of leaks, FBI involvement, and emotional fallout created a storm that seemed impossible to calm, leaving fans, insiders, and family members alike caught in a whirlwind of uncertainty and fear. As night fell again, insiders claimed that the city itself seemed to hold its breath. Rumors of additional financial trails, secret meetings, and undisclosed connections created an environment of constant tension. Fans speculated about potential outcomes, from legal consequences to revenge plots, while social media buzzed with theories, accusations, and speculation. The Mo3 murder saga had evolved into a complex narrative of betrayal, manipulation, and high-stakes intrigue, with each revelation adding new layers to the story. Reports from private sources suggested that Beezy and Rainwater were quietly maneuvering behind the scenes. Every leaked screenshot, rumor, and public reaction was another piece in a larger strategy, with both men reportedly calculating their next moves carefully. Insiders claimed that this careful orchestration was designed to maintain control over the narrative and protect their interests, even as the FBI investigation and public speculation continued to intensify. Of the day, it was clear that the drama was far from over. The combination of FBI discoveries, leaked money transfers, private confrontations, and social media chaos had created a perfect storm of tension and speculation. Fans, insiders, and family members were all caught in a web of uncertainty, each revelation sparking new questions and concerns. The Mo3 murder case had become a high-stakes saga of betrayal, money, and manipulation that showed no signs of slowing down. The city, the hip-hop community, and fans across the world waited with bated breath. What would be revealed next? Who else might be implicated? And could the truth ever fully come to light in a situation filled with deception, fear, and high-stakes drama? As the night deepened, one thing was certain: The story was far from over, and the next twist could arrive at any moment, leaving everyone reeling once again. The city woke to a new wave of rumors and whispers. Overnight, the tension surrounding the Mo3 murder case had only intensified. Fans were glued to their screens, desperate for updates on the alleged FBI discovery of the murder weapon and the leaked money transfers from Yella Beezy to Rainwater. Every timeline was ablaze with screenshots, speculations, and heated debates as the community struggled to piece together the truth from a maze of conflicting information. Inside Mo3's inner circle, emotions were running hotter than ever. Associates reportedly gathered in private locations, attempting to strategize while tempers flared. One source claimed a heated argument erupted over loyalty and trust, with voices echoing through the room. "How could you let this happen?" one friend reportedly yelled. Another responded, "We're doing the best we can." Nobody knows the whole story. According to insiders, the tension was palpable, with fear and frustration creating a volatile mix that threatened to erupt at any moment. Yella Beezy, according to sources, was under immense pressure. He allegedly spent hours on the phone with lawyers, managers, and close confidants, trying to navigate the storm of public scrutiny and potential legal consequences. "I've been set up," he reportedly shouted during one heated conversation. "I didn't touch any of this, and I'm not going down for someone else's plan." Despite his protests, the leaked transactions were circulating rapidly, fueling speculation and casting a shadow over his reputation. Rainwater, on the other hand, remained eerily composed. Sources claimed he had been quietly orchestrating moves behind the scenes, meeting with intermediaries, and preparing responses to anticipated allegations. Whether his actions were defensive, manipulative, but it was clear he was aware of the high stakes and was navigating the chaos with caution. Some insiders even suggested he was leveraging the leaks strategically, maintaining control over the narrative while others scrambled to react. The drama extended beyond the main players. Friends, collaborators, and minor associates were reportedly reevaluating loyalties and reconsidering alliances. One insider said, "Everyone is questioning everyone else. People who thought they were safe are now worried about their connections." Social media speculation amplified these tensions. Viral posts, memes, and clips of alleged private conversations flooded platforms, creating a whirlwind of rumor and intrigue. Fans dissected every message, every screenshot, and every gesture, seeking answers and forming opinions about who could be trusted. Mo3's family reportedly faced the toughest battles. The alleged discovery of the murder weapon, combined with the leaked financial transactions, rekindled old wounds and intensified suspicion. Family members were allegedly arguing over whether to make public statements, how to protect themselves, and how to handle the intense media scrutiny. One relative was quoted as saying, "Every day, it feels like we're fighting a war on multiple fronts. We don't know who's loyal, and we don't know what will come next." The emotional toll was immense, leaving even the strongest members visibly shaken. Private confrontations escalated further. Sources claimed Beezy confronted several associates, demanding clarity about the leaked transfers. Voices were raised, accusations were made, and some confrontations reportedly ended in near-physical altercations. "Tell me what's true," Beezy allegedly screamed. "Stop hiding behind lies." Witnesses said the tension was suffocating, with the air practically crackling with fear, anger, and frustration. Relationships that had lasted for years were reportedly strained, some beyond repair, as trust became the most valuable and scarce commodity in the room. The leaked financial details added layers of complexity and suspense. Experts and fans speculated on whether the transfers were routine payments, attempts at hush money, or evidence of deeper collusion. Screenshots circulating online fueled heated debates, with some claiming the timing and amounts suggested premeditation, while others insisted the information was being manipulated to frame Beezy. Analysts, bloggers, and amateur detectives alike weighed in, dissecting every detail and offering theories about what the next move could be. FBI activity reportedly escalated during the day. Sources suggest agents were conducting extensive reviews of financial records, communications, and surveillance footage, looking for links that could clarify the chain of events leading up to Mo3's murder. One insider allegedly stated, "This isn't a simple case. There's money, manipulation, and coordination that could have serious implications if revealed." The pressure on all parties was immense, with the threat of legal consequences and public backlash looming large over every interaction. As the day progressed, insiders reported additional rumors of private meetings, secret negotiations, and undisclosed evidence. Fans speculated wildly about who might be implicated next, whether more financial trails would surface, and how these revelations could alter public perception. Social media platforms became echo chambers for speculation, with heated debates, emotional pleas, and conspiracy theories dominating feeds. The sense of uncertainty and suspense was almost unbearable, leaving fans glued to their devices in anticipation of the next bombshell. In Mo3's circle, trust was reportedly at a historic low. Sources revealed that long-standing relationships were strained, with friends questioning motives and allies reconsidering their positions. Some reportedly distanced themselves from Beezy, fearing association could compromise them, while others attempted to support him, navigating a maze of uncertainty and suspicion. Every decision, every statement, every action seemed loaded with consequence, creating a tense environment where even small missteps could have significant repercussions. The financial angle continued to dominate discussions. Analysts speculated that the leaked transfers might only represent a fraction of a broader network, hinting at additional undisclosed transactions or connections. Some claimed that hidden alliances, covert deals, or secret communications could soon come to light, further complicating the narrative. Fans dissected every screenshot, every alleged bank statement, and every snippet of insider information, trying to predict the next revelation and determine who might be implicated. Private strategies reportedly involved careful planning, risk assessment, and attempts to manage public perception. Insiders said allies of both Beezy and Rainwater were working to anticipate potential leaks, control narratives, and protect reputations. "Every move is calculated," one source reportedly said. "One wrong step could ruin everything." The combination of leaked evidence, FBI investigations, and ongoing social media frenzy created a high-stakes environment where every detail mattered and every reaction could shift the balance. Public speculation reached new heights. Viral videos, screenshots, and rumors dominated timelines, fueling endless debates about the alleged roles of Beezy, Rainwater, and other potential players. Some argued that Beezy had been set up as a scapegoat, while others insisted the evidence was damning. Analysts and commentators dissected every detail, from the timing of transactions to the phrasing of private messages, creating a complex web of speculation that seemed to evolve by the hour. Meanwhile, the family reportedly continued to grapple with emotional fallout. Tensions between relatives escalated as differing opinions about strategy, public statements, and privacy created conflict. "We're being pulled in all directions," one family member allegedly said. "We don't know who to trust, and we're trying to protect Mo3's legacy while surviving the chaos." The combination of grief, anger, and fear made decision-making extremely difficult, leaving the family vulnerable to both public scrutiny and private betrayal. Even as night fell, new rumors emerged. Alleged sightings, secret meetings, and unexplained communications fueled speculation about the next moves of both Beezy and Rainwater. Fans, analysts, and insiders alike debated endlessly about the implications, predicting potential outcomes and questioning whether the full truth would ever emerge. The Mo3 murder case had become a complex narrative of betrayal, manipulation, and suspense, with each new revelation intensifying the stakes and keeping the community on edge. Sources suggested that both Beezy and Rainwater were preparing for the next phase of the drama. Every leaked screenshot, public reaction, and insider tip was reportedly considered carefully, as strategies were formed to protect reputations, navigate investigations, and control narratives. Observers speculated that their moves could dramatically alter public perception, legal outcomes, and relationships within the hip-hop community. It was clear that the saga was far from over. The combination of FBI discoveries, Leaked financial transfers, private confrontations, and social media speculation had created a whirlwind of tension, fear, and drama. Fans, family members, and insiders were all caught in a maelstrom of uncertainty, with each revelation prompting new questions and intensifying speculation. The Mo3 murder case had evolved into a high-stakes story of betrayal, money, and manipulation, showing no signs of slowing down. The city, the hip-hop community, and fans worldwide were left watching, analyzing, and speculating. What would be revealed next? Who else could be implicated? And how would the tangled web of money, power, and betrayal ultimately unfold? As the night deepened, one thing was certain. The drama was far from over, and the next revelation could change everything, leaving fans shocked, insiders scrambling, and the story continuing to unfold in ways no one could have predicted. The Mo3 murder saga has spiraled into a whirlwind of chaos, betrayal, and shocking revelations. With the FBI allegedly uncovering the murder weapon and leaked money transfers linking Yella Beezy to Rainwater, the hip-hop community is left reeling. Friends, family, and fans alike are grappling with questions that may never be fully answered, while speculation and rumors continue to dominate timelines. Every private confrontation, leaked screenshot, and social media explosion has added layers of suspense, keeping everyone on edge and wondering what will happen next. The family is divided, emotions are running high, and the streets are alive with whispers of betrayal and hidden agendas. Allies are questioning loyalties, former friends are rethinking relationships, and fans are desperate for clarity. Meanwhile, Yella Beezy and Rainwater are reportedly maneuvering behind the scenes, calculating their next moves as every leaked detail shifts the narrative. The tension is palpable, the stakes are massive, and the story has transformed into a high-stakes drama that no one in hip-hop, or on social media, can ignore. Now it's your turn. What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Was Yella Beezy set up, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Do you believe Rainwater was a mastermind, or just a pawn in a bigger scheme? Drop your theories, opinions, and reactions in the comments below because the conversation isn't over, and your voice matters. Make sure to hit that like button if you're following this saga, subscribe for all the latest updates, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next explosive twist in this story. The drama is unfolding live, and every moment counts. Stay tuned because this is just the beginning, and the next bombshell could drop any second.